Hi. Hello. My microphone headset connected to the controller is what that box says. Hello and welcome back. Or to Chardon, how are you? Welcome back to my Final Fantasy X stream. I tried to say final and fantasy at the same time. F-I-N-F-A-N. And it came out Fantasy. Which is incorrect and probably something good. Now we've seen this intro screen a lot recently. We spent 2.5 hours trying to open chests in Omega Ruins. And we're probably going to continue doing that for a little bit. Meanwhile, I've got fresh coffee, just had some porridge, and I got to watch Liz's Team Punchy stream, which was awesome. Bum bum ba da 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 da. Alright, loading game 1:30. So in the previous stream, if you weren't here for it, we got 9 chests twice. There's 12 chests total. We got up to 9. I have to open all of them without any of them creating combat, and if I can do that, then I get 99 warp spheres. I am assuming warp sphere lets you go anywhere around the sphere grid. This is the sphere grid. The sphere grid is where all the characters get better stats and new skills. It's rather large, everyone starts in a different place and has their own sort of recommended starting pattern so that they have different things that they can do. But after they finish that, or before they finish that, if you feel like it, you can make them branch out and learn each other's things, which is what I am doing now. You use different spheres to interact with the grid. Normally you get a red coloured in the menu. The sphere is red, and you use that to activate either a strength node, a mana node, a speed node, or a ability node. And they are the main 4 spheres. And there are special locked and don't let you travel through them, or past them, or into them, unless you get a key sphere to unlock them. And that's combat, so we're restarting. I'm assuming the warp spheres let you move the character that uses a warp sphere to any location on the grid. There's a teleport sphere that lets you go to where one of the other people currently are. There's a return sphere that lets the character go back to a place they've already been to. There's white magic and black magic spheres that let them activate a node remotely as long as another player has already activated it. I'm hoping, A, that I'll actually get the 99 warp spheres, and B, that they'll just let them go wherever they want. Because that would be cool. And very handy for picking up bits and pieces here and there that we've missed out on. If not, they'll just canter along at their own pace. Riku, Titus, and Kamari all have weapons with an ability on them that gives them double the points they get from killing things. As long as they are still in the party, or hit it, or something. I'm a bit fuzzy on the rules about when that actually happens, and sometimes they seem to get triple points, and sometimes even though they all have it, some of them will get more points than the other ones. It's a little bit strange how it happens sometimes. But yeah, I'm not too sure what the actual rules about it are. If they're in the starting three, and then I have to switch them out for someone else, and then they come back in, then sometimes they don't get as many points. It seems to be related to how many actions they take or what kind of actions they did or something like that, but I haven't figured out or researched into it to see how that affects it. Excuse me. Sometimes Riku gets more points than Kamari and Titus, and sometimes she gets less points than Kamari and Titus. If I have to switch one of them out to do a capture, which means I need Waka in the final party, then normally they'll just get the same AP as everybody else. AP is ability points, it's the version of experience points. And there was one time when Riku still got her double AP, even after I'd switched her out of the starting lineup to make room for Waka. So I don't know how that works. If everyone has double AP weapons, do they all get double AP, or just the three still in combat at the end get it? I don't know. It's all very confusing. But Riku and Kamari both have double AP on their Celestial weapon, which has been fully upgraded. Titus has a weapon that just has double AP on it, nothing else, called Ascalon. Let's see. Auron has his Celestial weapon fully upgraded, but it doesn't have double AP on it. Waka's Celestial weapon will have double AP on it once it gets upgraded, but I don't even have the weapon yet, let alone the upgrades for it. And Lulu's weapon will, and I have the weapon and the first upgrade, but not the second upgrade, and probably not much chance of getting the second upgrade. That's another thing that I could have put in the poll, actually. Go to Thunder Plains and dodge lightning bolts for 3 hours. That would have been a fun stream. At least with no encounter, it would make it a little more bearable, I guess. The friend sphere that came up very briefly there before I finished the game. Friend sphere lets one character travel to somewhere where another character is. It also lets, if you can use it to upgrade a weapon to give it counterattack. I think. I'm pretty sure it's counterattack. I can't remember if counterattack is return sphere or friend sphere. It's one of them. Maybe one of them is counter and the other one is evade and counter. I can check. Let's check real quick. Customize. I need a weapon that doesn't have either of them on it. Evade and counter, teleport sphere. Counterattack, friend sphere. Do I have a thing for return screens? No. So we got to 7 chests just before. 7 is a lot. It's not 12. I have 11. I have a save game with 11 out of the 12 chests, and then the last one I tried started combat. It doesn't matter what order you open the chests in. Whichever order chest you open first, you always get the level 4 key sphere. Whatever chest you open second, you get prize number 2, and so on down the list. And whichever chest you open last, as long as it's the 12th chest you've opened, so whichever chest you open 12th and isn't a battle, then you get the 99 warp spheres from that one. So in 2 play sessions previously, off stream for about 4 hours, I was running around opening chests, and I got 11 in a row, and then the 12th chest was a battle. Just like that. So I'm hoping to be able to do 12 chests in a row. I discovered sort of early on in that 4-hour off-stream session that you can't do the chests in groups and then save in between. I thought, oh, this is a great idea. I'll just keep doing this little group here until I get both of them open, and then I'll save it, and then I'll go to the next group down the hallway, and I'll wait till I get all 3 of those, and then I'll save that. And then if that doesn't work out, I'll just reload. But no, when you reload, it resets the counter without restoring the chests. So if you've already opened 4 chests and saved, and then you reload, those 4 chests are gone, but it doesn't count them. It resets the counter back to 0. The same thing happens if you open chests and then teleport up to the airship and then come back in. So leave the area and then return to the area. It resets the counter. So you have to open all 12 chests in a row. You can save the game, and that's fine, but you can't load the game. I think that's 3 times in a row for that chest configuration. But that does seem to happen, getting on a little bit of a streak with those 2 chests. The one on the right being fine, and the one on the left being a mimic. Okay. Oh, I did. Sorry, bear with me. I have difficulty typing and talking at the same time. I totes forgot to actually tweet out that I was starting my stream. Oh, there we go. 1, 2 clear. So if I saved here, that would be fine, and then the next chest I opened would still be chest number 3. But if I reloaded from that point, the next chest I opened would be number 1. So that took me a little while to figure out. I thought I was really clever, but no, it's not that clever after all, and the game design is certainly right there ahead of me on that score. Alright, so that's 5 chests. And there's 3 more up here, which will make 8, hopefully. And I want to be over here. 5's as close as we are getting. And then off to the right from where we went left, there's the other 4 in a circle. Mr. Badmech, how are you? Oh, I don't know why I have that song stuck in my head. I can't even remember the last time I heard that song. Oh, okay. Oh, that's gonna rattle around in there for a while, I guess. Well, this will probably not help. This stream is sort of all about statistical probability analysis. And what the percentages are of that happening. When that happens, I reset the game and I reload from the save, and we keep trying it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. The wiki says it's a 1 in 256 chance of none of the chests starting a fight. If any of the chests start a fight, you can't get the awesome stuff in the last chest, and so you have to reload. So either this will send you right off to sleep, in which case you're very welcome, or if you're particularly intrigued by how exactly they got to 1 in 256, because I'm not sure how they got to 1 to 256, there's 12 chests. If the 12 chests are all a 50% chance of doing that, then that's 1 in 2 to the power of 12, which is 1 in 4096. Dauntless, good evening. Yeah, damn Pidgeotto. I have enough candy to evolve my own Pidgeotto now, but it's just not the same. Hopefully, so yeah, I'm not sure how they got to 1 in 256. I mean, I'm not sure how they worked out that it was 1 in 2 to the 8 instead of 1 2 to the 12. Certainly not There's certainly not 4 chests that never start battle. And it's certainly not either of those two. Oh no, you're very welcome. Very true, Mr. Badmac. My theory was that if there's only 1 chest per group, because that's only 1 mimic chest per group, because that's possible. I can't test to see if any group would have multiple battle-causing chests, mimics, in it. When I reload the game, it resets all the chests mimic or not state. It used to be on the PS2 that you had to save outside the dungeon, on the ship probably, and then once you entered the first time you entered the Omega Ruins, that's when it set whether the chests were mimics or not. And you had no way of getting out of it after that. Thankfully, with the HD version, that's no longer the case. Quite obviously, the mimic or not state of these chests changes because that was a mimic last time and this time it isn't. So I can't check to see if there are more than 1 mimic in each group. So if each group has a possibility of 0 or 1 mimics, then that group we were just at has either the left one is a mimic, the right one is a mimic, or neither is a mimic. So that's 1 in 3. And then this group over here, which is 3 chests, is this is a mimic, or this is a mimic, or this is a mimic, or none of them are mimics. So that's 1 in 4. And there's another group of 3, so that's another 1 in 4. And then there's another group of 4, so that's 1 in 5. So that's 1 in 3 times 1 in 4 times 1 in 4 times 1 in 5, which is 1 in 15 times 1 in 16, which is 1 in 240. So 1 in 240 is pretty close to 1 in 256, but it's not 1 in 256 and has nothing to do with 2 base 8. So I am a bit curious to know where they got that figure from, but not super curious. Not curious enough to the point where I've actually gone Googling for why is it a 1 in 256 chance and how did you get that number? If the only thing I could think of is that it could be coded to be that if one of they could be coded so that it can't have, there must be at least 1 regular chest in each group. None of the chests, none of the groups must be all mimics. And that seems like a reasonable point. But considering if you hit a mimic, it despawns the rest of the group anyway, I'm not really sure what the point of that is. I mean, at least it wouldn't even guarantee you get nothing. But if that's the case, then in theory, under certain circumstances, there are 4 chests that can't be mimics. So that could be why maybe if they're going, well, if all the other ones are mimics, then at least one of them in each group must not be a mimic. So it's really not those four are discounted. So it's not really 2 to the 12, it's 2 to the 8. Because at least one chest in each group must be a regular chest. That's one explanation I thought of for why it might be 2 to the 8 instead of 2 to the 12. Not really helping me find it right now, but yeah, that's fine. Keep forgetting I can hold the X button down instead of mashing it. Right, where was I? Oh, that's right, I was opening chests. Now the wiki will tell you to go the other way around as well. It will tell you to start with a group of 4, and then do both groups of 3, and then the group of 2. That's more than likely to maximize your total loot from the chests. If you're after 99 warp spheres, or once you've gotten a sufficient number and you're just trying to beat that score, doing it from shortest distance, if you're doing it over and over again, that's the way I want to do it. No, I don't want to load that game. I want to load a different one. That's the one I want. Okay. Does get a little frustrating sometimes. I've got my laundry on. Oh, I didn't shut the door to the bathroom. Hopefully that's not an issue. And then later tonight I'm heading out for board games for a friend's birthday across town. Annoyingly, petrol went up 30 cents a litre last night. It got down to $1 a litre and went up to $1.30 a litre yesterday. Yeah, not last night, the night before. Whoa! Oh, and ambushed. So that was frustrating, considering I don't need to drive very often, but I do need to drive a fair distance tonight and then get home again. So, oh, I'll get petrol on Saturday before I head to Andy's. Nah. Well, I will, but it's going to be more expensive. So yeah, 30% increase in price overnight. Yeah, sure. Okay. I want us to go to the left one first. Let's do this one first. Doesn't matter what order I do them in. I get the same prizes, and I was right. Doesn't make any difference though, unfortunately. I've already got a save game with 11 out of 12, which was really lucky. But a little unfortunate that it wasn't 12 out of 12. That would have saved me 5 hours so far. It was 2.5 hours. Well, 3 hours so far today, and maybe another 2.5 hours after I got the 11. So yeah, 5 or 6 hours. Since getting the 11, trying to get to 12. I guess at least it's a thing that I can do. The other thing it's doing is not increasing my time in the time played in the game, because I'm not saving all of this time spent running around. It just gets lost. So I'm wondering where I put my wrist brace. I haven't needed it for a year. But my wrist is starting to act up today. No worries at all. Thank you for popping in, Mr. Admech. I will see you again next time. Have a good night. Oh yeah, you don't want Seep calling. Oh, not that one this time. Alright. Of course it is. Bum ba bum ba bum 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 bum. Bum ba bum ba bum 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 bum. Yeah, not getting past this first group here. And that many attempts at not getting past that first group. And then I think about all the other groups I have to try and get past as well. It's a lot of attempts. Alright. Waiting there and how long it takes to open the chest and the order in which you open them apparently doesn't make any difference. They're all set as to if they're a mimic or not when you load in. So, doing the left one first or the right one first won't make any difference as to whether the left one or the right one happens to be a mimic or not. If I've got board games on tonight, I should probably think of some board games to bring. Oh, I guess we're doing this one first. Oh. I mean, yeah, if one of them's going to be a mimic, then it would be probably better just open that one first. Because then that will be 10 seconds faster. Probably not. Opening the mimic on the first attempt 6 or 7 times in a row is really discouraging. When you've got to get to 12 and you can't get to 1. That's yeah, that's very disheartening when that happens. I'll load the correct save file this time. Well, certainly picking that mimic. I was sort of hoping that might be the one. I'm always hoping that might be the one, and I always have to check. It would be great if there was some API hack It would be great if there were APIs. It would be great if there was some API hack where I could go a load in, nope, 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 yes. I'm like, okay, good, thanks. Or even if it just colored them differently, so I could tell from, from up the corridor. I might have to go turn the heater on. I was gonna wait, see if I could tell from here. Oh yeah, that one's a mimic, but that one isn't. Then, see, obviously I can't tell. I really can't tell. That would speed things up a little. Not very much though. The main time in this is the loading time. I remember the first time I went to open the chests, and I started with the room of 4 chests in a circle, and I opened one, and then I stepped off the circle, and then they all despawned, and I'm like, wait, what happened? But then I went and opened other chests, and one of them was a mimic anyway, so that was okay, I guess. I've had to reload since then. I honestly can't tell. 100 times? Maybe? I've got no way of knowing. Just, gut instinct. Maybe 100 times. Really hoping that would be the one. To go from no luck, no luck, no luck, no luck in that first group of 2, nothing, 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 and then to clear that and the second group as well. It's frustrating. I guess I pressed X a little too early. starting to get sleepy. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm starting to get tired. I know I'm doing the same thing over and over again, and my brain is sort of shut down. My brain has sort of shut down because of that. But yeah, I shouldn't be getting this tired this early in the day. Alright, come on. Oh wow. So you can start running, but it runs you in a different direction. Sure, okay. Sorry, Titus and I were having a disagreement about whether or not he should be able to open chests while he's running forwards. Or running to the left. To the left, to the left. And that's 4. As far as we're getting. Bum ba bum ba bum 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 bum. Bum ba bum ba bum 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 bum. I can't find the, I couldn't find the options button to reset it. So half of the time the run's going to fail on that chest on the right. And the other half of the time it's going to fail on that chest to the left. Or is it? How does, if one of them has to be a real chest, how does that work into the calculations of what's the percentage chance of each chest in that group being a mimic or not? I have the left chest. If this chest is a mimic, then that one skips its roll basically. But if this makes its 50-50% chance of being a real chest, then this one still rolls. So you still need a 25, there's still a 25% chance of them both being real chests. Because you've got your at least one here. So I don't think the 1 in 2 to the 8 is valid. I don't think you can discount, even if that's the case of how the 1 in 256. I don't think you can discount that in the calculations. I think it's either 1 in 240 for either this one is, or this one is, or neither of them are. Or it's 1 in 4,098. This has each chest has an individual 50-50 chance of being a chest or a mimic. which means half of them are going to fail on this one. And then half of the rest are going to fail on the other one. And half of the rest of those are going to fail on the other one. And so on. Yeah, tired. I mean, I've been sitting on the couch playing this and watching Liz's punchy stream and then playing this again, but I shouldn't be this tired. Not this early in the day, not after 2 coffees and breakfast. So half of them are going to fail here. And then 3/4 of them are going to fail. 5. Excuse me. Uh, 24, 48, 96, yeah. 4,096. Alright. So half of them here. And then only 1/4 of them will get past this chest. Alright. Yeah, I'm pushing straight up. I released it and kept going. Goes off to runs into the wall. 1 in 4. 3 out of 4 times that one's failed. Which is correct, statistically. On average. It's not correct that that one should be failing 3 out of 4, 3 times in a row. But that's how probability works on averages. There was that time where we got through both of them like 4 or 5 times in a row. That was great. We didn't get far enough, but you know. Alright, 1 in 2. 1 in 4. 4 out of 4. Oh, sorry, 0 out of 4. Alright. Oh, cut straight through it, that's fine. I'm sort of glad I'm not playing Blitzball because, A, it's Blitzball. B, I don't think I'm tired enough to concentrate properly. I only have 5-minute halves. With a quick time event. With a bunch of quick time events. Well, that's what, 5 or 6 times in a row? Got through that 50-50 check. Oh, there we go. There's our 1 in 4. Comes up after 1 in 6. Yeah, I can just feel myself starting to fall asleep. I might call this after this one and just leave it at this. Depending on how this one goes. Well, that's 1 in 8. This is 1 in 16. And this is 1 in 32. Not this one. So we got through 1 in 16 after probably 16 attempts. So, sure. Alright, I'm going to call it there because I'm just too tired to get through it. Sorry the stream was so short. I'm sorry I haven't finished it and I'll probably have to do more of this. Although I'm more sorry for me about that. Thanks to Mr. Badmech and Dauntless and Chardon for dropping in the chat and saying hi. I'm CaptDaf. You can follow me at CaptDaf on Twitter and Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, why? But if you enjoyed watching this video or any of my other videos, please press the like button. Let me know that you liked it. I'll keep doing many videos. That's all. My next stream will... Oh, I don't know. It might be after a nap. Who knows? I wish I could see who was in the channel. I wish there was a way of me telling who was actually in the channel from here without having access to my computer because it's in another room. Um, what was I saying? I've forgotten. I've completely forgotten what I was saying. Yeah. Thanks. Oh yeah. I don't know when. Maybe later this afternoon. If I wake up between now and then, I'm heading out later tonight, so I'll be tonight. If not then Sunday night. Check out Liz's Saturday story stream. Just get out of it. I keep forgetting the music is so loud because it's turned down my volume, so I can't turn it down for the rest of the game. If I get out of here, then maybe it will be softer music. No. Okay, that's softer music. Okay, and check out Liz's 80 Days. Liz and Kate will be on Liz's channel tomorrow morning. Tonight, Saturday night. I'm confused about time zones right now, and I'm not thinking properly. Check out the links for Kate and Liz's channels and shows. They'll be doing 80 Days and then starting Firewatch. It's tomorrow, but it's like 5 hours ago tomorrow, something like that. It's early for me. There's no Exalt Twitch this weekend because people are out of town or otherwise unavailable. So the following Sunday will be the next Exalt Twitch. Between now and then, there's Case of the Mondays with Scott, and John will probably be doing RPG Clinic on Wednesday, and Julian will be streaming on Tuesday, and Kate will be streaming on Thursday, and then there'll be more Team Punching on Friday, which is today, but 5 hours ago. Time zone, man. Time zone's just too many. 3 hours ago. And then, yeah. Alright, thanks. Drive fast, take chances. Don't chase down treasure chests when you're this time. Doesn't work. Bye.